What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley, and we're going to jump right into today's video. Today we're going to be doing a start to finish hair tutorial featuring a company by the name of Atina Hair. They sent over this gorgeous 14-inch wig. Here I'm giving you a look at the inside construction of the cap, as she is a 13x6 lace wig, and they did include that adjustable elastic band for a little extra fit and comfort. So jumping right into it, I placed the wig on the mannequin head. I pulled the elastic band forward and secured that with a T-pin, and then I also secured the lace with 3 T-pins as well. This is going to help so that as I'm manipulating the hair, the wig doesn't move or fly off. Here's a look at the pretty much the hairline. They killed this. They slayed it. I don't know how you want to say it, but they did that. That is what they did do. So they pre-plucked it for the gods. I'm super happy about that. It was set as a center part, so I went ahead and straightened that out. And now I'm going to jump right into my first dynamic duo, which you guys know I love to use a good wax paired with the electric hot comb. This gives me a nice melted flat hairline, as well as the parting. Pretty much all that lace space, I want it to be super flat and sleek. This is going to give me the best, most salon style, salon quality install ever. And you're going to see just how beautiful this wig is going to look after prep once I put her on my head without even bonding her down or cutting off the lace. I'm going to repeat those steps at the hairline, pretty much applying the wax stick into the entire hairline, and then I kind of brushed it in off camera, and now I'm going in with the electric hot comb to go ahead and make sure that looks super nice and sleek and melted. You can already see how gorgeous this wig is going to look, and I didn't even mention to you guys, this one is a 2-in-1 wet and wavy human hair wig. So pretty much right now it is a kinky straight texture. It's Brazilian origin, and you're going to see once I wet it down after install, it's going to transform into a wet and wavy curly look. Absolutely gorgeous, and these are some of my favorite wigs because literally you can get the best of both worlds. This here is a serum that I picked up from my local CVS, one of my mom's old school favorite serum, so I had to bring it back for the Throwback Thursday in honor of her. I'm gonna go in and just silk press the hair all around so you guys can see the beauty of this long bob. I believe she's 14 inches in length, so watch me straighten her out and then we'll go on to the install.
Save me, cause I can't be saved. I keep falling under all this pressure, falling under ever since I met you. Baby, I'm no good, but you know better, better. I got all these voices on repeat, singing me to sleep. Better off waking me close, keep calling each other. You might think I'm slipping in too deep. This is what I need. Better off waking me close, keep calling each other friends. Calling each other friends. Don't try to please me, not sure that you can. Don't get me started, babe, cause this is the end. I keep falling under all this pressure, falling under ever since I met you. Baby, I'm no good, but you know better, better. I got all these voices on repeat, singing me to sleep. Better off waking me close, keep calling each other. You might think I'm slipping in too deep. This is what I need. Better off waking.
Jumping right into the install, I went ahead and sleeked her out off camera. I showed you a few clips, but not too much. You guys can see this one is prepped for the gods. She was literally ready to go. Look how beautiful she looks on my head. This is absolutely queen status, queen vibes. I killed this for sure. So I'm loving the way she looks on. Let's go ahead and bond her down. You guys know I love to start with the ear tabs. I like to make sure to cut off any extra lace that goes beyond or below my ear. That way the wig basically will fit nice and perfect for my head size. And you guys can see how beautiful and invisible that is. Absolutely amazing. You want to make sure you do that on both sides. And the test is to kind of like wrap the wig around your ear, or like how you tuck your hair behind your ear. You make sure that it fits flat, it's not bulky or anything like that. And then pretty much from there, you're good to go. You guys can see the wig is my size. It fits my head so good. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to take and cheat. I'm going to pull the lace back just a little bit, or not the lace, the wig cap back just a little bit. You definitely want to do the ball cap method with this wig, but again, when you're on a time crunch or you just don't have the energy to do such a thing, this is a way to help to make sure the hairline looks super amazing without that big old bulky cap peeking through, because the lace is laid for the gods. Here I'm using an eyebrow eraser to go in and cut off the excess lace, and you guys can see how well that lace melts and disappears into my hairline. Even I was surprised. I did not do anything to the hairline. I did not prep anything with this wig. I definitely did not add any lace tint, and you can see how much it matches my hairline already. Now we're moving on to the next step. You want to go ahead and use a non-glue adhesive. You guys know on this channel, I'm really just not interested in using real glue. I'm not interested in it damaging my hairline at all. You know, I've had enough damage with postpartum 3 times with 3 babies. So I'm still recovering from that, and I don't want to add any extra stress. So I do use an extreme hold hairspray. A lot of different brands will carry one. This one here is from Bedhead, and this is one of my favorites. I'll have it linked in the description box. And why I like this one, it's not sticky, it doesn't leave a heavy residue. So for me, I like the fact that when it comes to maintenance, I don't have this thick cakey residue left that I have to scrub out like with a lot of other ones. And again, it's thin, it's not too much, but it also gets the job done and bonds the wig down very well. Just make sure you blow dry on a cool setting until it's dry. Once it's dry to touch, you can upgrade to a hot setting, and then from there you'll feel the wig kind of like suction to your head, and that's how you know it's melted. And you guys can see how amazing the hairline looks. I didn't want any baby hair at all, but you guys know I have to have a little bit of something, so I just took little feathery, literally strings of hair around the hairline, and then of course I added the sideburn pieces. I'm going to use mousse and make this into like very faint baby hair, just to make sure I camouflage the lace and you can't see it as much. And then I'm going to go in with a powder to go ahead and make the hairline perfectly blend wherever there are like white imperfections from my install process. Pretty much I gotta get better so that you don't see any of that white cast. And voila, how beautiful. Okay, love bugs, we are halfway through the video. We went ahead and styled the wig on the mannequin head and installed, and you will see that you probably are just as impressed as I am with how beautiful the hairline is. You guys seen it literally straight out of the box. I did not even co-wash the wig. I did not pluck, tweeze, nothing. I did nothing to the hairline, and it looks this amazing. So I am absolutely blown away. This is amazing. So this one did come from Atina Hair. This is HD lace 13x6 lace front wig. It's a 14-inch bob. As you guys can see, 14-inch bob on me is like a lob. It's like a long bob. So I am 5'3" by height. So if you are my height, this is the length you will get. A very natural, I think a very work appropriate, youthful length for my height. If you really want bob, I would go something below 12. 12-inch probably will sit like barely like right below my shoulder. And then like 10-inch bob will be like the perfect bob. 8-inch bob, you're really at like pixie cut Dora, somewhere in between there. But again, this one sits very natural. Now the reason I wanted 14-inch on this one is because it does one other thing. Not only is it straight and it's beautiful in this state, but if I wet it down, it's gonna curl up, or so they say. So I wanted you guys to see it in its straight state and how it looks and how it performs. Absolutely beautiful. And you can definitely, you know, wear it down. You can put some curls in it. You can do like a little low ponytail. Again, this one is very like everyday lifestyle appropriate. It's long enough, it's short enough to be very natural and modest, but it's also long enough to still throw it in a ponytail for the gym, because ladies, we're gonna start going to the gym. We're gonna start working out and getting really right and fit and looking good and just pretty much looking our best, because we've been sitting down being lazy too long in quarantine, and it's time to get over that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the camera and take some pictures of this in its straight state, and then we're gonna go ahead and try and attempt to do wet it down and see if it curls up. Okay, love bugs, one of my New Year's resolutions, my life goals, is to begin to drink more water. You guys know that I joined Herbalife 3 weeks ago. I'm officially a distributor, so I'll have my information always in the description box if you guys ever just are curious and want more information or want to sign up or whatever the case may be. Maybe you want my teas, my shakes, or any of that. But even if you're not interested in that, I am encouraging you to drink a bottle of water like right now, because I know that I don't drink enough water. I've never drinking enough water. I've been drinking at least 3 bottles minimum, but typically a gallon of water a day, which is like 5 of the bottles, the Trader Joe's sports top bottles, and that's on top of like my teas, my shakes, and all of that. So I'm proud of myself, and I encourage you, again, drink water, eat your fruit, mind your business. But anyways, I went ahead and took some pictures with this wig on. So as soon as I find my Sprite bottle, we can go ahead and wet it down. I'm gonna start off with just one side and see what happens.
My baby, I like you. My baby, I die for you. See you, you know, see you.
I'm gonna take my time. I don't want to over wet it for no reason. So I'm gonna add a little bit of mousse.
Oh, my baby, you know, I ride with you. My baby, I don't cover that, I die for you. I pray to the Lord, I rise to the Lord, gonna greet the Lord. I pray to the Lord, Fatumata Jambele, everything being safe again, everything for your Jambele.
And just like that, we went from straight to curly. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, you gotta let it dry down a little bit and see what is gonna happen, but this is the difference. Remember, I told you guys it's 14" and I like it this length because when it curls up, which is probably how I wear it most of the time, it's curls up to about maybe 12 inches, like it went up maybe an inch or two. So that is the cool thing about that. You have 2 in 1. So Monday through Friday you wear it straight, and on the weekends you kind of like wet it down with a little mousse, and you'll be able to have a fun weekend style, and I love that about this wig. So I went ahead and took pictures of the hair with both, because you know I want a cute little thumbnail that shows what's going on in the video. So this is the hair. It's been about maybe 20 minutes. Did a couple things, answered a couple emails, and it's 30 minutes later, and this is what it looks like. Now, it's not completely dry yet, but you guys can see it holds that curl beautifully. So I highly recommend that you every time you straighten it, add a heat protectant. Every time you wash it, always wash with a moisturizing conditioner, just to bring back the curls. The moisturizing conditioner is going to help to, you know, keep the hair healthy and moisturized, and help the curls remain healthy, just like with natural hair.
You are not a friend of me, no. Baby, you mean more to me, more to me. You are not a friend of me, no. Baby, you mean more to me, more to me. Ooh. Promise, Bobby, call you back, yeah.
Okay, now we have a complete head, and now you can kind of see the difference. When I left you the first time, after I wet this hair, this is what this side looked like, and as you guys can see, once it starts to dry down, this is what it looks like. So again, you're going from straight, so when it's like completely wet, it's gonna look a little bit more stringy. Even though this is beautiful and it's defined, the more it dries down, the more you're gonna get that real good curl like this, and I think it looks so good. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to let it dry down. As you guys see, I did put a little bit of powder in the hairline. Now, the great thing about this lace is that I didn't pack it in like from ear to ear like I do with some wigs. With this one, I kind of just went in spaces where it was just a little bit light in imperfections, mainly from the adhesive and not from the lace, because sometimes you guys know if I use adhesive and I put a little bit too much in a space, or when it mixes with the makeup on my skin, or if I blow dry on a hot setting when it's still wet, those are different factors, or even just a product that I use right here that will make it turn like white or a different color. So in those spaces, I kind of just would sheet and cover it up with the foundation or contour powder that I use in the hairline. So again, I wanted to keep the integrity of the natural lace, since it did blend with my skin so beautifully. But like right here, it had a little bit of imperfection based on my installation process, so I just went ahead and just perfected it that way. But you guys did notice I did not add anything to the parting. Honestly, I just didn't think it needed it. Sometimes you just want it for like habit, so I almost did put some in there, but you really don't need to make it pop per se with this one, especially because the lace and the texture of the hair and just the knots and everything is so fine with this one and beautiful that you just don't need to do that, which I can appreciate. As I mentioned, this one did come from Atina Hair, and this is their packaging. As you guys have already seen, I think the wig did come in the clear bag here, so it was nicely protected. And then inside with just a couple of goodies, not too much. You have one clip, elastic, and then you have this, which you can wrap around the edges. I like these. These are perfect. Actually, I'm going to leave this one out because I lost my other one. But I like to wrap my hairline with that. The elastic band is going to snatch it like when you get in the shower. But the one that they provided is a little bit more stylish, if you will. So I'm going to be using that to keep this one, the edges, like protected and down and laid, especially because we're using a non-glue adhesive, so it's more likely to lift, whereas if you had a glue adhesive it would last longer, if that makes any sense. And then last but not least, I did give some wig caps, so that was really nice. As always, I'll have a link to this one in the description box for you guys to check out. She's absolutely gorgeous, and I think she comes at a good, reasonable price. So you can check her out in the description box. I have her directly linked there with all the details and everything you need to know about this one. As I mentioned, this one is 14 inches in length, and you guys see when it was straight, it probably was about right here, and it did shrink. So keep that in mind with the length that you choose. If you choose like 12 inches, for example, it's gonna go up maybe an inch or two when it's wet, and then of course it'll go back down a little bit longer when it's straight. I would say about an inch or two is the difference between when it's straight and curly. So keep that in mind when planning what length you want. Also in the description box you will find a list and links of everything I use to complete this look, including the mannequin head and tripod, which I think every girl who's into wigs and stuff should have one of her own at home. This just helps to practice your wigs without putting it on your head, style your wigs without putting it on your head, and just learn how to perfect putting on your own wigs. I'm Ashley B. Deck. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm gonna go ahead and film the wig sale video immediately after this, so stay tuned for that, because I think I have about 30 wigs that I've gathered in the last maybe couple of months, and I'm gonna be selling them to you guys, so stay tuned for that. And always, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!